Good morning and welcome to Backyard and Beyond. This morning we're visiting with Carol Wright, who's the Outreach and Family Development Specialist for West Central Development. Good morning to you, Carol.
Good morning.
Well, Carol, I know that West Central Development, West Central Community Action, has a lot of programs that they offer folks. And the one I thought we'd start talking about first is the Energy Assistance Program, because you have some applications that are just due here pretty soon.
That's correct. Our low-income home energy assistance program ends this month, April 30th, for anyone still wanting to apply for this past winter's help with their heat bill. It's basically set up to help pay a portion of their heat bill, not their whole heat bill for the winter, but a supplemental assistance, and it's for home heat bills. It's not for organizations or anything like that. They basically have to bring in, clients need to bring in proof of income, their utility bills, heat and electric, phone bill. They need, there's other items. Social Security cards are required this year, or proof of their Social Security number on legal documents. But it's a fairly simple program, and it does a lot of good for a lot of folks in Cass County.
Yeah, the form, you help them fill out the form, correct? As long as they bring in this information that you need.
That's correct. We take the applications here in the office. However, if they do call in and want us to mail them out an application, we can do that also.
Okay, very good. And first, what's your phone number, Carol?
712-243-5421.
Or if they look for you in the phone book, how is it listed?
West Central Community Action.
Okay, pretty easy to find. And this is a great assistance for people. Does it matter whether they own their home or rent their home?
No, it doesn't matter. We can assist both.
Okay. Now, this is for past bills, as I understand, for the winter heat bills.
The payments are based on winter heat bills and are to be used for the winter usage. Some folks do come in with past due bills. And that doesn't make any difference. We can still assist. And a lot of folks don't realize that if their heat's included in their rent, we can also assist with that.
All right. So if you have any questions about that, it's a good thing to call and get that information. Now, there'll be a cooling season coming up. Any assistance that might be available for that?
We don't have the answer on that as far as funding for the summer cooling program yet, so I guess I can't tell you anything on that yet. That's based kind of on funding and how hot the summer is.
Okay. But if you have a question about it, again, call, because that information will be coming out later if there is something available. But again, the deadline for this heat assistance program is
April 30th, which falls on a Saturday this year, so we need you folks to try to get in here by April 29th at the latest.
And you know, we should probably tell folks where you are located. Probably not everybody knows.
Yes, we're located at 304 Chestnut Street, Atlantic, Iowa.
And there's this sign on the window, and you know, there's lots of information there, so I think you won't have any trouble finding it. Now, you do other things besides this kind of assistance, and as I understand, you're sort of a part of a regional program. Am I remembering that correctly, Carol?
Well, we have 10 county offices, and our administrative office is located in Harlan, Iowa, so we cover 10 county area. And we do have other programs. Each of our outreach offices have different ones. For instance, I have a free clothing room. Some of our outreach offices have food banks.
Now, you have a clothing room. Where do all those clothes come from?
They are donated by good folks like yourself, and that's why we're able to give them away free.
Now, a lot of us, when we go to clean out the closet, you know, some things we've had for quite a while, some things, you know, maybe newer. You know, do you have some sort of criteria? I mean, some of this should be sensible, but are there some things that you kind of give guidelines on?
Well, our biggest need is the children's clothes, of course, and then adults' large-size clothing. We do accept small kitchen appliances, dishes, utensils, that sort of thing. We don't accept large items of furniture anymore because we have no way to haul them to the landfill if they're not usable.
And going back to clothing, it'd be good if they're pretty clean and if there's not rips and tears. And I mean, stuff that we'd wear is the kind of thing we should also be giving away.
Sure. We want donations that you yourself would wear, you know. So, no, we'd appreciate if they'd sort through first and get rid of the bad stuff.
Are there some hours? What time can people bring donations, or what time can they come in to get information?
Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. Anytime during those hours, we're welcome to talk with them and accept donations and applications, etc.
Now, you mentioned that some of the offices have food pantries. How do you serve people in Cass County related to the food pantries?
Well, Cass County has some food pantries here right in town. Of course, there's the Atlantic Food Pantry that's just up the street from our office. We refer there. Several of the churches have food pantries, and we refer that direction also. So we're real blessed here in Cass County to have several food pantries. There's one in Griswold, the Lord's Cupboard.
Wondering if there's one in Anita or Messina or any other of those?
Anita has a food pantry. I believe it's run through the city hall, so you would need to contact the city hall to see about their hours.
So, yeah, when I have a question, I often call City Hall, and some of those places where I want to know something, they have a lot of great information, so that's a good place as a resource when you need information. Other programs that you might want to talk about?
We have a new program this year. It's a new short-term program to assist families that are maybe in a crisis situation with their rent or their utility bills. We have those applications here. They just need to come in and apply or give us a call first, and we can tell them what to bring in.
Okay. Can you give us some basic guidelines of folks that you serve? If you're in an emergency situation, what kind of guidelines do you use?
Criteria, there's income guidelines for each one of our programs, and those guidelines different. So we just have to take each program and go by the guidelines as far as whether we can assist or not.
Okay. So again, it's important if you have any of those needs to get in touch with West Central Community Action Program and get that correct information. Carol, do you go out and give programs to groups to kind of spread the word of what you do?
I have done quite a bit of that in the past. Lavon, I've been here like 26 years, so I haven't done anything real lately, but I'd be glad to do that.
Okay. Sometimes when you've been around, like that the agency's been around, you've been around for a long time, it's sort of easy to think, well, everybody knows, but there's always new folks in town and new situations, so sometimes we have to remind people that, hey, we're here.
That's correct, yes.
Okay. And you have other folks that work here, or do you have volunteers that work here as well as paid staff?
Yes, we do. We have 2 volunteers. I have one volunteer that's been with me several years, over 14 years, and then I have another lady that used to work here as a senior aide, and she also comes in and volunteers. We have senior aides that work here. I have 2 on staff. That's in conjunction with our senior aide program on training 55 years and older folks, helping them to get a leg up back into the workforce. It's a 1-year training program to kind of assist with them getting back into the workforce.
Okay. So there's another way that you serve people. There's just so many ways that you do that, Carol. It's kind of hard to keep track of all of them. So again, if you have some needs, you may want to check in with West Central Community Action. But you have a brochure, I see, that you might want to add a few things.
Well, also located in our Atlantic office is Child Care Resource and Referral, and that program is handled by Jolene Mitchell. So if you have any questions for that program, which assists daycare providers with information and safety help and that sort of thing, you would want to call Jolene at 243-3118.
Okay. Any other children's programs that you want to mention?
In Atlantic, we have a Head Start preschool. We have 2 classes, and the teachers there are Kim Palmer and Luann Gipple. And the phone number for the Head Start would be 243, and it's real similar to DHS, so I'm
double checking it, right? And again, we just want to make sure that people do contact you if they have any questions about any of these kinds of programs, because don't just assume because you've heard somebody else say, well, you will or won't qualify, that's going to happen. Be sure to get the right information.
Head Start's number is 243-4001, and it's listed under Atlantic Head Start in the phone book.
Okay, very good. Well, again, lots of different programs that could be useful to people to get them, as you say, back on their feet, back working, helping families with kids. Just be sure to contact West Central Community Action.
Also, another program is the Family Development Self-Sufficiency, or FADS program, and that is now being handled by Sarah Nelson. She stops in every once in a while and to make contact with her clients in our area. And that's for folks that maybe need help in becoming self-sufficient again.
Okay, very good. Well, we want to thank you very much, Carol Wright, for visiting with us today. Carol is the Outreach and Family Development Specialist for West Central Community Action, the office here in Atlantic, and offices located in the other counties also. So, until next time, here's a thought. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain.